Coders Solo Day School. I hope all of you are doing great. So in this video, we focusing on a Java full stack developer roadmap. Okay, this is one of the demanding and high paying job in a software industry. Okay, I'm very excited to record this topic because I start my journey as a Java full stack developer and work in a two organizations as Java full stack developer. Then I moved to the backend and work as a backend developer in three organizations. Okay, so I try to share my knowledge and experience in this whole roadmap. Okay, and first time in YouTube to experienced people explain you the whole roadmap. First, I will take care. I will explain you the backend technology with all resource link and all those stuff. Okay, and then one of our Dev School community member Vikram will explain you the front end technology like Angular and React, all those stuff. Okay, so I suggest you watch this video till end because we are covering lots of things. The video might be extend to like 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, we are discussing some of the topic which is out of the box, so might be the video may be lengthy, but don't skip anything and watch till end. And if you're new to our channel, I highly suggest to subscribe to our channel and click on a bell icon, so whenever we upload a new video you get a notification of that. Okay, and it's give a boost also to create a open source video content for all our Day by School community members. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So in backend stuff, okay, lots of tech stack over there. Okay, I will cover the mandatory things that is required to building any project. Okay, and that is required to crack an interview. Might be other topic is there, but that is not important in that level. Okay, so first I suggest you to cover this all topic, and when you covering this whole stuff, you done with all those topics, then jump to other topics. Okay, so that not waste your time. So the first topic is core Java. Okay, this is like main language. Okay, you need to have a knowledge of fundamental language of Java. Okay, so first some understanding of what is a Java language and all those stuff. So what is a JDK, JR in JVM? Okay, how memory management work, how garbage collection work in Java. Like when you run a class file, so what happen? It compile to a bytecode, and then what is the process of that? Then you need to focus on there are lots of data types over there in Java, like int, float, double. You can go through all the data types. Okay, after doing a data types, jump to a oops concept. Okay, oops is a one of the important concept in a core Java language. Okay, I suggest you to don't read a theory stuff. First, let's just read all theory stuff like what is an object, what is a class, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction. With that, build some real world application project. So what real world application project? It's not like that car, engine, or a bike or motorcycle. Don't create a junior KG type examples. Okay, create some real time application like ATM machines. Okay, banking system, than any e-commerce website, and try to implement that a whole oops concept in that particular topic. I will create a separate playlist on that because when I take an interview, okay, I see lots of a candidate give example of car, bike, engine. Okay, so it not make sense and not complement you in interview process. If you give some real time example like GST calculation where IGST, CGST were there for different state. Okay, for same state only IGST were there. So implement that way the polymorphism. Okay, so I will create a separate playlist on this. Okay, how to explain in any questions with a real-time example. Okay, so when you're done with oops concept, I suggest you go variables and methods. Okay, so how functions you created for particular business logic. Okay, how use that variables. Okay, then lots of control flows over there in a Java like if else, then what lots of statement over there, switch statement over there, for loop over there. Okay, while loop over there, do while loop over there. What is the use of that? Which loop or which flow we can use in a particular which logic, understand that. Okay, and after that a string over there, a wrapper classes over there like integer, float, for example. After that, collection is the one of the important topic, so do that in a deeply. For example, what is array list, linked list, hash map is one of the hot topic and that widely used in a all project. So complete the whole hash map stuff. Okay, after that, exception handling over there. So if any exception occur, so how you take care that. Okay, for that exception handling is there. Then multi-threading is one of the important topic. Okay, So if you're building any gaming application, so lots of thread interact with each other, like background is moving, okay, after that the player is running, gun shooting happens, so lots of threads communicate with each other. So how that is work, so multi-threading help you for that. Then JDBC, one of the important topic over there, but now lots of wrapper layer is come over there, like Hibernate over there, JP over there. But you need to have a basic knowledge of how we write a prepare statement, how we write a insert query, select query in a core Java. Okay. After that, Java 8, one of the important hot topic asked in interview, and lots of project now we are using Java 8 feature to improve our code quality and all the stuff. So static and default method over there, okay, Lambda extension over there, Streams API over there, okay, for each loop over there. You can go and check the all topics, okay. After that, when you complete the whole core topics, okay, these are the important topic to appear for interview or building any project. So when you're done with all core topics, I highly suggest you to do interview questions and answers, because sometime interview ask you some theoretical stuff that is not related to your practical study. Okay. So for example, in one of my interview asked me what happened when I override equals method and not hash code. Okay. And what happened when I override hash code and not equals method. So you need to know some practical theoretical questions to answer that stuff. Okay. I provide you the lots of reference link to you. You can go that, like W3 School over there, Geek for the Geek over there, then Udemy course over there. You can learn that. Then Learn One website over there, which you give you a course on a free. Okay, so W3 School and Geek for Geek is a quite enough. Okay, to learn a theoretical stuff. Each and every person have different learning way. Okay, if you want to learn from video lectures, you can go through that. Okay, after that, completing Java stuff, okay, you need to learn some basic of SQL. Okay, so SQL in a Java interview, if you like one or two maybe question asked on SQL, like write a second highest salary query for a second highest salary, then write a query for perform a joint operation using query. Okay, so you need to have basic knowledge of introduction of SQL, then how relation database, what is the relation database management system, okay, how it's connect with each and every how one database connect with other database, then what are the data types in a particular SQL, then data definition language, data manipulation language. Okay, for example, what is a create, update, delete query, which is data manipulation. Then DML over there, okay, which is CUD operation, select, insert, update, okay, and delete. Okay, then lots of keys we are using, like primary key, foreign key, so to connect one table to another table. Okay, then joints over there, how you perform joints, like left joint over there, right joint over there, full joint over there, inner joint over there. Okay, so for particular scenario, which joint you can use. Okay, so that stuff will be covered. Then normalization over there, to remove a data duplication in a table and improve quality of your database. Okay, then stored position functions over there. Okay, so in one of my interview, okay, interview give me one business logic, okay, and tell me write a table for this. Okay, so lots of like 2 3 other candidates also appear for that interview. That candidate create like 2 table for that particular business logic, and I create like 5 tables. Okay, so from that one interview I selected. Okay, so you need to do some practical stuff also. So when you covering each and everything, I highly suggest you to go and learn, try to implement that real world example. So if you want to implement like any business logic, for example, if you want to implement a ATM machine in and save the record in database, how you save transaction record, like if you someone withdraw the balance from the ATM machine, if someone add a balance, if someone perform a someone change a pin of the particular ATM machine, how you store that in a database and how you represent that. Okay, so implement that in a real world application. I write a database for that, perform a queries for that. Okay, after that, do some interview questions and answer. Again, I'll provide you the Geek for Geek and W3 Schools links. Okay, and YouTube a playlist also, you can go and refer from there. Okay, so after completing SQL, you jump on a Spring framework. Okay, I'm not suggest you to study a servlet JSP, that is not now we are using. and that is not asking an interview. Okay, so skip that topic. I'm not suggest you to waste your time. Okay, so in Spring Framework, I suggest you to like study some of the important topic, like what is a dependency injection, what is inversion of control, okay, what are the important annotation, okay, just do a important theoretical stuff, okay, and directly jump to a Spring Framework. Okay, so in Spring for framework, Spring is very easy to learn framework. We are using Spring framework to build RESTful web services. Okay, and I suggest you to build a real world application. So complete some theoretical stuff. What is auto configuration? What are the important annotation in Spring Boot? Then what is a JPA? What is a layer in a Spring Boot? Okay, so after completing all the theoretical stuff, clear your basic knowledge. Okay, Java Brain create one of the good playlist, complete the basic knowledge. Okay, it's contain a 35 videos. Okay, after that, Dave Byte School create the playlist which cover advanced topic. Okay, so if you want to create a project from scratch, okay, how experienced person create a project from scratch and deploy till to production, if you learn that, go to Dave Byte School playlist community mastering Spring Boot and learn from there. Okay, and after completing these two playlists, okay, if you have basic knowledge of Spring Boot, directly jump to a Dave Byte School playlist. If you don't have a basic knowledge of Spring Boot, complete a Java Brain playlist and come to a Dave Byte School. And after that, study all interview questions and answer. I provide you a reference link. Study at least a top 50 to top 60 interview questions and answers. Okay, what is a bean annotation? What is different between a primary annotation and a qualifier annotation? So that's what type of question asked in an interview. Okay, you need to familiar with that. Okay, after completing a Java, SQL, Spring Framework, Spring Boot, I highly suggest you to build one good project from scratch. Okay, so like we are building a blogging website. Okay, in our Mastering Spring Boot video series. Okay, so we are building a blogging website in our Mastering Spring Boot playlist. Okay, you can check the whole playlist and build different business logic in that. Build an e-commerce application, build a banking application, being build some vending stock management or inventory management project by your own idea, by your own concept. Okay, so you will explain that in your interview. For example, you are a fresher, okay, or you are experienced person and you to transition from other technology to Java technology. Okay, so at least you need have a experience to building a projects from scratch. Okay, so you can showcase that in a interview and it's give you a +1 point. Okay, so for building a project, okay, you need one playlist. Okay, so I'm using IntelliJ. You can use IntelliJ and Eclipse, both are good. Okay, IntelliJ is more stable. Okay, and it's come with lots of feature to improve your productivity. Okay, after that, these are the all mandatory topics. Okay, that you need to required to crack the interview. Okay, and if you have enough time, for example, currently you have a college or a third year or fourth year, okay, maybe a first year. So if you have lots of time, I highly suggest you to study a Spring Cloud. Okay, this is one of the hot topic and lots of industry now using Spring Cloud technologies. For example, load balancer, then service registry discovery over there, then cloud configuration over there. Okay, so lots of topic over there. I provide lots of reference link to you. You can go and check it out. Okay, but that is very important stuff. Okay, to study. Okay, after completing a Spring Cloud topic, you need to push your application in a GitHub or Bitbucket. So that reason you to learn a Git. Okay, so learn some simple commands. Okay, you can do from IDE also, like for example, how to add, then commit, then push, then take a pull, how to how to maintain a branching and all those stuff. Okay, so complete a basic stuff of Git. Don't go in deep. Okay, so now lots of company asking you the DSA question, data structure algorithm questions. So for that, if you're applying for MNC company or startup company or a mid-range startup company, you just complete 150 videos of a lead code. Okay, that is quite enough for you. If you apply for a mang, that type of company, you need to do at least 350 questions. Okay, so I suggest you to don't waste more time in a DSA. Just do a 150 questions. Okay, just do daily one question, complete 150 question. Okay, so that is quite enough. Like lots of topic over there. but one of the important topic asked in like MNC and startup and mid-range company, which is string, array, linked list, stack and queue. Okay, so if you like apply for a good companies like Google and Microsoft like that, you can want to study a graph, then dynamic programming, okay, that type of stuff. Okay, so opening is also very less in this type of company. Starting your career is more important than preparing for big LPA packages. Okay, so just complete these 150 questions and go ahead with other topics. Okay, so after completing 150 question, now you need to jump to a low level design. Okay, so lots of company asking you low design questions. For example, oops concept over there, then solid principles over there, then design patterns is one of the hot topic. What is design factory design pattern? What is singleton design pattern? What is abstract factory design pattern? Then what is facade design pattern? Okay, what is builder design pattern? So lots of design pattern over there. Okay, I suggest you to study like top 10 design patterns which is asked in an interview. I will create a separate playlist for covering this low level design framework. Okay, I will add link in the description when we complete with that video. Okay, after that high level design question asked in interview, but this for a fresher, not for experienced person. Okay, so first learn a basic technology like what is a load balancer, what is cache, when you use SQL database, when you use NoSQL database. Okay, so I provide you a byte go YouTube channel that cover lots of high level design stuff. Okay, for high level design you can refer to two books. One is System Design Volume 1 and a System Design Volume 2. Okay, so I read that two books multiple times. I suggest you to read only first book because the concept, all concept covered in the first book. You can refer a YouTube playlist also. They cover lots of good topics like load balancing, all the stuff. After that, design your whole system. Okay, I will give you a simple example. Okay, so when I'm doing a preparation for interview, okay, when I complete all those topics, important topics for high level design, I designed lots of websites from scratch. Okay, and that helped me a lot. Okay, so like how you design a book my show website or a ticket booking website. Okay, so I implement that horizontal scaling. Okay, then Redis cache for implement backend cache. Then I use MySQL database to storing a transactional database. Then NoSQL database to store big data, for example movies details or movies description. Then I implement EKL for login monitoring. Okay, then implement worker for sending email, SMS. Okay, push notification. Then this is APN FCM over there for Apple push notification, Firebase push notification. Then CDN over there for caching in front end caching. Then Varnish cache over there to store HTML CSS cache stuff on up for front end. Then load balancer, so you can design your own business logic by implementing all these topics. Okay, I will show you low level design also. Okay, so for low level design interview give you low level design requirements. Okay, they give you some requirement like build a book my show website. Okay, so you need to write some functional requirement. Okay, so what are the function requirement? Okay, what are the non-functional requirement? Okay, then you need to write some entities for this, like what are entities over there, like user, address, movies and cinemas, all those stuff. Okay, I'm not explaining it deep, all those stuff. Okay, so I create like flow diagram over there. Okay, then I create a whole database and classes over there, how classes and database interact with each other. So you have to prepare in that way. Okay, don't read a theoretical stuff and just close the book. Okay, just read a theoretical stuff and try to implement real world application and create all those design. Okay, so you can present that in interview. So in two interview, same question asked me. Okay, design a book my show, and I reply, I like explain the whole stuff from a scratch, design the whole thing. In both interview impressed me. Okay, at that time. Okay, so prepare good for this. So after completing high level design, than a cloud service over there. Cloud service now the one of the hot topic. Okay, like AWS and Azure. Okay, so if you have that knowledge, it's complement to you, but it's not mandatory. For example, cover some of the important topics like what is the SQS, what is the SNS. Okay, simple queue service, simple notification service, then S3 bucket, then EC2. Okay, then what is the roles and all those stuff. Okay, so if you have a basic knowledge of AWS and Azure, that complement to you. Okay, so that are the enough topic for a backend technology. If you have any question, please write down in comment, I will try to address that. And now front end stuff will be take care by Vikram. Vikram, over to you.
Thanks Rahul for introducing me. Let's get started. I'm Vikram Joshi and I'm having around 7 plus years of experience as a full stack developer. Okay, I will try to share all of my knowledge and experience with you. I will also share some important resources and reference links with you. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that whenever we are uploading the new video, you will get a notification for that. If you have gone through our channel, Rahul, he has created one playlist for Java Spring Boot backend also. You can refer to that as well. Okay, I have also created one playlist for building a Angular application by using Angular 17. You can refer that as well. So today we are going to discuss about front-end development roadmap for year 2024. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see on the screen, there are some important topics which we need to cover to become a front-end developer. First is HTML, then CSS you need to know about, then we need to know about some basic JavaScript. Then there are two different frameworks which are popular in market right now, which is Angular and React.js. Okay, you can study both of them. So basically, whenever we are building any website, we need HTML, that all we already aware about. So HTML is basically hypertext markup language. Whenever we see any of the website, it is built based on the HTML. So it is nothing but the way to communicate with the UI. Okay. So let's get started. So to study HTML, you need to know some basic tags of HTML. Then you have to go through the elements. What are the elements into the HTML? Okay. So there are certain types like href and so that you need to study. We can give custom styling for some elements that also you need to study. Then you need to know how hyperlinks are given some element. That also you need to study. Then we have to know how lists are created, how tables are created. There are two types of list. One is ordered list and unordered list is there. Okay. Then you need to know what type of tags you required for creating any table. Okay. That you need to study. So whenever you are trying to import some another website into our current page, that time you can use iframe. Then divs are there where you can encapsulate some elements inside the div. Okay, then we can refer any kind of elements using classes and IDs that you can study. Okay, then you must know how the forms are created into the HTML. That is very basic fundamental of the HTML. Then there are two basic types of frameworks for UI UX design, that is Bootstrap and Material. You can go through them as well. Then to study interview questions and answer, I have mentioned one link. You can study interview questions and answer from Java Tip Point. If you want to study HTML, then WC School is having really nice documentation. WC School is also providing compiler for that, so that on the runtime you can change the code and try to run the code, you will get an result over there. Okay, let's start with the CSS. So you might already aware that CSS is used for styling any elements. Okay, in order to learn CSS, you must know some basic syntaxes of the CSS. Then you must know how we are importing CSS into our HTML pages. Okay, then you need to practice some basic CSS properties. You need to practice like how background colors are changing, how font style is changing. Okay, then there is one more concept called selector and box model. Okay, that you need to study. Selector is nothing but classes and IDs that you can refer any elements with. We have already discussed that into the HTML part. Then there is a CSS box model. You need to know how elements are surrounded with content, padding, and border and margin. Okay, then you need to learn about some display properties. Display block is there, display inline block is there. Okay, you can study them as well. Then you need to know how positioning work into the CSS. Then there are some advanced concept into CSS as a flexbox and grid system as well that you can study. Then you might have seen some websites where elements are moving from one side to another side. Some magical animations are there. So that all included into the transition and animation. Then after learning all of this concept, you must see that your website is displaying properly into every device, that is into laptop, desktop, On your mobile phone also UI should be proper. Okay, that all concepts are included into responsive design. Then there are some advanced topic like import and font face that you can study. Then I have mentioned one link for interview questions and answer. You can refer that. Again, for the CSS, W3 School is a nice website to refer. So let's start with the JavaScript. So basically, JavaScript is a framework that is built for interacting with the web pages. Okay, what exactly interacting with the web pages is, you can capture any triggered events, you can decide what kind of action will be taken on click of any buttons, okay, and many other features JavaScript provide. Okay, then there are some data types into the JavaScript as well. There are some data types as a string, integer, boolean. Then you must know how the variables are declared into the JavaScript. You must aware about what is the const, what is the late, and what is the var. Okay, then there are certain types of operator you need to study. Assignment operator is there, comparison operator is there, then there is the arithmetic operator, logical operators that you can study. Okay, then you must know how the arrays are declared into the JavaScript, then how we can loop into the array. Then there are some basic array functions like map, filter, reduce. You need to study them as well. Okay, then one more important question asked into the interview, that is the ES6 features. So interviewer might ask you that what are the ES6 features? Then you must study all of them. There are arrow functions, template literature is there, destructing assignment is introduced into the ES6 feature. Then there is a spread operator, then classes and modules are implemented into the ES6 feature. Then you must know what are the promises, what is async await, okay? What are generators and iterators, okay? That all you need to study into ES6 features. Then classes and objects. JavaScript also follow the object-oriented approach, okay? You can create classes and objects into the JavaScript that you need to study. Then Turing.com is providing very nice interview questions and answer list. You can study from that. Then even for the JavaScript, you can study it from W3 School. They are giving very nice documentation for JavaScript also. So after JavaScript, you must study some basics of TypeScript. So TypeScript is nothing but the superset of JavaScript. It added types into the JavaScript. Okay. So any variable you declare into the TypeScript, it will be having some definite type like string. It will be type of the integer. Okay. You need to study that. So you don't need to deep dive into anything. Just basic knowledge about TypeScript is enough to become a Angular or React.js developer. Once you create any project and step by step you will learn all of the things. Okay. Let's start with the Angular. Angular is a binding framework which binds component with the view. It provided the larger functionalities. Angular is built based on the TypeScript. We can create a single page application using Angular. To create any project into the Angular, you must aware about some basics of JavaScript and what is the TypeScript is used for. Okay. Then some common methods used into the Angular are map, filter. Okay. Then you must be aware about what are the components. Then we can also create some user defined models inside the Angular that mostly people are not following. So if you are defining the user defined models inside the Angular, you are really following the concept of object oriented programming. It will definitely help you into your further projects. Okay. Then you need to know what are the templates into the Angular, what are the directives. You can also create the custom directives into the Angular. Okay. You need to know how modules are created, then how modules are lazy loaded. Okay. That concepts also you need to study. Then we can create a services inside the Angular, how services are common for modules and how we can access the services. Then there is one more concept for dependency injection that you need to study. Okay. Then you need to know how routers are called into the Angular. Then after studying all of this concept, you need to know how Bootstrap or any material design template we can integrate into our project. After creating some projects, you will definitely get knowledge and you will able to integrate themes into your project. Okay. Then after studying all of this concept, if you have time, you can study advanced concepts like RxJS, observable pipes. These questions also are highly asked into the interviews, so you can at least study the basics of them. Then again, Turing.com is provided nice interview questions and answer list. You can follow them. Now to study Angular, you don't need to go through any playlist or anything from the YouTube or some other courses. Angular's official website, angular.io, has provided very nice documentation for that. You can always follow that. So let's move ahead. React.js. So React.js is also JavaScript framework. It does not provide any CLI, but still it is very popular. As React.js is lightweighted, it gives higher performance than Angular and any other frameworks. So based on your choice and preference, you can choose between Angular and React.js. Okay. In React.js also, how components are created into the React.js. Then you need to know how rendering is worked into the React.js. Then you need to manage state into the React.js, you might heard of. To managing the state, we use state and use effect. They are basically called as the hooks. Okay. You can study that concept as well. Then you need to know how routing is performed into the React.js. Okay. You can go through that as well. Then there is one more advanced concept called Redux. It is highly used for managing states into the React.js. Okay. After studying all of this, you need to know how APIs are integrated into the React.js. It is common functionality we need to implement in any front-end development project. Okay, so basically to integrate API, there is one package called XCOS. We commonly use that into the React.js. There can be multiple alternatives for XCOS. You can study them as well. Then again, Turing.com is provided nice interview questions and answer list. You can prefer them. And even for the React.js also, you don't need to follow any other resources. Their official website has provided very nice documentation. You can always prefer that. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you like our video, please share with your friends and colleagues. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that whenever we are uploading the new video, you will get a notification for that. If you have any questions or any doubts, you can always comment and we will try to revert you back and resolve your doubts. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, happy coding.